What's up? It's your boy Steve83, and I'm back with another react. You know what I'm saying?
The LAPD officers in pursuit.
Gil Levis is up overhead in Sky 5, and Gil,
Don't forget
what can you tell
Chopper
us
83.
so far?
We ain't heard from him in a minute.
Well, Cord and Micah, this is a pretty dangerous pursuit at pretty high speeds here. We saw him about 70, 75 miles an hour eastbound on Roscoe, just passed under the 405 freeway, and is continuing here. It is LAPD West Valley officers that are in pursuit of this vehicle. It's been driving at first pretty slow, and now it's ramped up the speed in the last several minutes. He's been running red lights and going on the wrong side of the road. But here we are eastbound on Roscoe still. The speed here about 85 miles an hour, so it really has ramped up the speed during this pursuit. It started about, about 10, maybe 15 minutes ago on surface streets in the LAPD West Valley area. That would be west of Van Nuys Airport. Again, they are continuing to be in tracking mode with units not far behind.
Tracking mode. Let's talk about that. Now, tracking mode, they perform tracking mode. That's the helicopter. They got a software where the helicopter locks onto your car and it blinks and tells you wherever you're at. Like, I'm sure they got it on the police cars too. So they could just let you go. They don't even have to chase you anymore. And they'll follow you home and they'll meet you at your house. Now to be that.
The LAPD airship overhead with the night sunlight, but this driver driving pretty erratic at times. We don't have a confirmed want on this vehicle, although they are saying that it has stolen plates on the vehicle. So this possibly is a cold-plated vehicle, or possibly even a stolen vehicle with stolen plates on it. So here we are coming up on Van Nuys. We got a cross traffic. Nope, he's got a green light, and he's going to go northbound turn here on Van Nuys Boulevard.
All right, so you've got this car and LAPD tracking it from the air, and the officers on the ground are some distance away. I understand initially they were in full-blown pursuit mode. This driver moving too quickly, too erratically on surface streets, so the idea is to back off and hope that the suspect slows down.
Absolutely, Micah. They do have a pursuit package behind the vehicle, but it's a distance away from the vehicle right now. So right now, for the most part, it's the airship calling the pursuit. And now that they have moved east of the 405 freeway, this puts it into a different division of LAPD. So we'll see if that division happens to assist on this.
Now, when LAPD back in 1991, they changed it where the LAPD would split into that category.
This is Van Nuys and Osborne is approaching Nordoff, so we're going into Mission Division of LAPD here, and he's got a signal here, red light. He's going to make that right turn against the light.
They could pay him.
And as I zoom out here, we'll see,
that's what they need, more
see
cops.
The units behind. So far, nothing coming from the bottom of our screen. There you go. You see the first units there coming into that intersection.
Now they're going to attack. Like, this is a different unit. This might be precinct 15 now, and they're picking up.
Heading towards
they're going to catch him. They might not chase him, but these mugs are.
Slowing down a little bit more here. Not as busy of a street right now, but I'll show you what's ahead of him as I come out wide here. We've got a red light, and this is Woodman. Fortunately, no cross traffic. He's going to make it through that intersection just fine, and he's going to make a left turn here,
made a left on Woodman.
Well, we are just starting the 11 o'clock news,
he's going up to 40, 60.
Viewers up who may have just
about
tuned in for
60 miles an hour on this little two-lane highway. He's going 80 now.
Well, they're saying that the car has stolen plates on it, so they call it a cold-plated vehicle, where, in other words, the vehicle and the plates don't match.
Exactly.
At the very minimum, it's a cold-plated vehicle. It could be a stolen vehicle.
Once they got the V, they just run and grab somebody else's plates and put on a stolen V so they could whip it on the streets. That's how it be.
We don't know anything more than that at this point. But and initially, like Micah said, it was a full-blown pursuit. They tried getting behind it and pulling it over, and the driver fled from those officers. So failure to yield for sure. And now they're in basically tracking mode. He's into this neighborhood here that's mostly apartments. This is Sylmar Avenue.
50, 60
and,
now. Dropping to 40.
On Sylmar. Now, I'm hearing the airship calling the pursuit. They're calling it a stolen vehicle. So that's what we're hearing right now at this point.
I thought he could have stopped at the tree and maybe got out. You know what I'm saying, family?
And we have seen from wider shots, LAPD officers on the ground at some distance. They do have lights and sirens, but they're giving this suspect a bit of space in an
Yeah,
effort to
just
sort
now
of lower
turning
the
on
temperature
to
on the situation
band
here
new-
as this
no,
driver's
I don't
moving
even
so
know how to say that
erratically.
for real.
He has slowed down over the last several minutes.
He just
We
was
saw
doing
70,
a buck.
80
I
plus
don't know what
miles
you're
an hour
talking
on
about,
surface
sir.
streets
He
here
was
in the
just
valley.
doing a buck.
So you're watching a suspect that is driving obviously erratically to the point where LAPD officers back off on the ground. Of course, they're following this from the air as well.
It again.
And again,
Over
they're
80.
calling this a stolen vehicle. We certainly know that the plates are stolen. They do not match the vehicle. LAPD now calling this a stolen vehicle. And at this point, Gil, the question is how many people might be in this car aside from the driver?
And what they holding? Because these big boys
Mike,
nowadays,
of course, they were asking that question. The airship was actually
boys.
asking that question from the units that initially went into pursuit with the vehicle. We never heard an answer on that. So driver, but possibly passenger or passengers. You see the windows are pretty heavily tinted here.
Dark.
Here we're going to get a look at the driver real quick. I'm going to punch in our doubler real quick, and you'll see.
Come on, Chopper.
Really hard to
Get
see
it
into
under
those windows,
control,
so
83. Come on.
difficult to tell if there's more than just the driver.
And this is a good reminder if you happen to be watching and live in this area in the valley.
Stay off the streets. That's the most important thing to this is staying off the streets. If a police chase ever comes to your neighborhood, right, stay inside because you never know what could happen. The car could crash. It could crash into your home, your house, your car, anything like that. Your kids could be out playing. Get your family inside. Keep it for me, all the filming. I'll do the filming. Let me have it. He puts all the people in danger. That's who. He might not get hurt if he's wearing a seatbelt, but the person he crashes into is going to get hurt. Or the pedestrian he hits crossing a crosswalk is going to get hurt. You know?
Yes, but without the heads up of the lights, the sirens, or the night sun, it becomes more dangerous for everyone.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Keep
you see the airship there at the screen, the car at the upper right-hand corner.
So there's two choppers in the air.
LAPD squad car that was at that light. He rolled right through that right turn. So what they're doing right now is solely tracking mode only. They don't have units directly behind it at all, but they are going to keep an eye on it to see if the driver decides to slow down, feel comfortable enough to get out and maybe run or go to a place where they're used to or you know, they recognize as maybe their home or their apartment or somewhere like that they're comfortable with to jump out and know the area better. Here we go up to an intersection, red light. He's going to go left turn from the right lane. Fortunately, no one there. This is Laurel Canyon Boulevard again, so he's now southbound on Laurel Canyon, and airship is the only vehicle tracking it right now.
Okay,
yeah, it's
so
just really
listen,
scary driving
how
out
is
there
the chopper
at
the
night,
only one on them? And
when
we've seen the chopper.
People aren't in
so
a
who's
pursuit,
recording
and,
this shit, bro?
That's why it's so important to have kind of like defensive driving, just because
I smoked a
you're
big
leaving
fatty
here
earlier.
at KTLA at midnight trying to drive the freeway. There are Speedy Gonzalez's all over the freeway, and it's so nerve-wracking.
Is she talking about?
You know, have cars just fly by you like that. We just hope, you know, every time we watch one of these pursuits that, you know, the driver's not going to do anything that causes harm to any other people. And Gil, I know you were with us on that PCH worst case scenario with the kidnapped kids, and when he just slammed into that truck, and we were just shocked, and we don't want to see anything like that.
We don't. We definitely don't. Now, the technique here, or the tactic, I should say, from the LAPD is to take the night sun off the car, keep tracking it, and have the units pull off. But like Michael was saying, that light really does help let people know that, hey, there's something's coming their way. But notice here, he just ran that red light very casually, just went right through that red light. We saw him make that left turn from a right-hand lane. So the driver really isn't
come on, man, get it
behaving or following. There's another example right there. A car in the intersection, he blew right through the red light. So the driver's still driving erratic, and so they may at some point here re-engage on the driver to try to stop it. Now, early on, they talked about spike strips. There was an officer that was in a position to get that spike strip out, but the car turned a different direction. Wow, did you see that car? That was another red light, and that car almost hit the pursuit vehicle. So, boy, very dangerous, and we may see LAPD re-engage here because of the way he's driving. They pull off so that in hopes that the driver will calm down, slow down, obey the traffic lights.
But it don't look
and,
like he's out. He knows
speed,
that
but this
birds
driver
on
is
him.
not really
He
working on
knows the
control.
rules.
Not happening,
Believe
no.
me, when you're in LA or wherever and you run from the police in your car, you know the rules. You know what's your end result. You know you're going to jail. You know there's a chance you might not make it out of this.
Still tracking him at 60, 70, for a moment there, 80 miles an hour. 3 or 4 red lights in the last 2 minutes, and that's just in the last 2 minutes. This has been going on for 25 minutes now on the surface streets in the San Fernando Valley. Again, these are stolen plates. LAPD calling it now a stolen vehicle. Unclear how many people might be in that vehicle aside from the driver. Hard to say with the tinted windows, and hard to really get much of a read on the motivation of this driver, aside from obviously trying to get away and lose law enforcement, but where is he headed?
He said
what's his MO here? You know, there's been plenty of space on the ground, as Gil's been reporting. LAPD officers on the ground have dropped back considerably.
So my question is, I need the research.
People in the car, frankly, an advantage if they try to foot bail and there's nobody on the ground in the area. It gives them a potential edge in trying to slip it, if you want to call it that. But shake law enforcement. The driver just continues to go, and obviously without the night sun, he may or may not know if he's being followed in the air.
Man,
it is
come
very
on, bro.
difficult in the daytime to track a helicopter from a car.
Come on, bro.
Even one with a glass roof, let alone a Honda like this. Obviously, that limited visibility upwards, and if they don't have the night sun on, for all we know, he may think that he has lost law enforcement, but continuing to run anyway. So we wait, law enforcement waits and continues to track it from the air. LAPD officers, Gil, you can bet there's a large number of officers in the area, obviously not visible to this driver, but ready to move in very, very quickly if the watch commander says to go for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right
all
now,
the officers are aware.
I mean, I would,
you know, when
whenever
there's a pursuit that breaks out, what you hear on the scanner is a dispatcher that says all units on all frequencies.
I don't know why they don't take it on the highway. Like,
you all units on all frequencies will hear this pursuit throughout the LAPD coverage area. So they all know that there's a pursuit, especially if it comes into their
if y'all know what the
area.
Emerald Triangle is,
they do all know about it. They do know that they're in tracking mode.
Let me know.
And like that one officer that was at that intersection that was stopped there did not engage in the pursuit. When the guy rolled the right-hand turn on the red light, he did not put his lights and sirens on and get behind him. They just kept their distance.
Just let them go.
So
they
there
just
are
let them run
officers
from the
in the
police
area.
now.
The airship's still over it,
done.
and if this person
how it
fails,
should have been anyway.
they
You know
will
how
be
many
able to
lives
bring
would have
those
been
units in
saved?
right away to try to put up a perimeter and get them in custody.
And besides just the news going out on the scanner of a pursuit, I guess you could call it a service that we provide as a news station. We send out alerts to
we had
phones letting people know
accident
that
there.
there are pursuits.
If his speeds were up there, he would have hit
The
him.
driver in that car could be streaming us right now. You never know, but it also lets
He
people
probably
know
is.
where
He
the
probably in that
pursuit
bin with a
is,
cell
and
phone like, huh?
I know when I hear about pursuits on the radio or something, I want to make sure I'm not in that area. Or if this was happening in my neighborhood, I would want to go lock my doors if they weren't already.
Nah.
Right, and you should. Right
lock
now
my
we're here
doors.
at
I
Custer
welcome
Avenue
the violence.
and Broadmoor. Look at the cars partially
welcome
blacked out here, so it might be looking
all
for
you haters that
a place
wanna
to bail.
know
Here's
out
a
there, I
cul-de-sac.
welcome
He
it.
turned down the wrong street. Oh, he hit some trash cans right there. He hit the trash cans. This might be it for them. Here comes the driver out right now. I don't see anybody else jumping out. They're talking about the suspect running down the street here and underneath a tree. So, okay, if you can see it, it's kind of dark there.
I
now
see
walking.
a little motion
now
moving in there. She's about right
it
there.
Might be a female.
She's
I'm not
about
sure.
right here.
You haven't said yet, but red shirt.
She can come out on
in
the
a little tighter.
corner there.
Look at that. Looking at a car, trying to maybe get into that
What's she about
car.
It's a her about
you need
the
a spot
jacket.
Gil.
We do. And here we go. So here comes the person here. I'm not sure if you can see. It does look like a female on the phone.
That is.
Now she's going to start running here.
That is a woman.
It does. Okay, good. So
that is a woman. women.
We're running here
Did
on
you
Kester
know
Avenue.
it's a
I hear
national
the airship,
average? Women
directing
are only
officers
6% of the problem.
the,
94%
here
to
right now, but
6%.
looks like she's looking
94% of
into
men
other
are
cars
in
there
police
for an
chases than
opportunity
women.
maybe to get in there,
But they're
hide or
starting to
take
make
the
a
car,
come
but
up. It went
looks
from,
like
in the
she's on a
last
cell phone
3 years, it went
and
from
slow moving here. I'm
4%
gonna come out
to
wide. She has a
6%.
Is that her
light
flashlight on?
maybe
Just a
on her
little
phone.
data
There's
for
the
you to
airship.
know.
Yeah, possibly.
Drop the mic.
So we'll see. We should be seeing units coming shortly
She got
here.
her flashlight
yeah,
on,
talking
like,
about units coming
what a
northbound,
dummy.
and
This
there's the
goof
nice
troop
sunlight
wants to
on
get
the
caught.
suspect there. So they're calling in that. There we
This
go.
goof
Here's the
troop
first
want to
officer
get
coming
caught,
up,
man. What's
and
wrong with
she's going to be taken into custody underneath the tree.
Dang.
Yep, just like that. And fortunately,
And
you
it's
saw the
over.
way this person was driving.
Just like that.
I mean, 20,
And it's over.
25 red lights on surface streets.
They're charging
this
them with
driver
running
was
5
blowing
red lights.
through at 80 miles an hour in some cases. So much good fortune happening here for so many people driving, innocent people on the road. The way this person was driving, it's up, and then
where he
now
going?
someone is running. Gil, what's happening there? It
What?
looked as though they had the suspect in custody. Did she run?
No, I believe they have her in custody, but they were talking about possibly someone else coming out of the vehicle. The vehicle's there, crashed into that trash can, but they're talking about the cul-de-sac. They're going to want, I think, okay, so what they're doing is they want to clear the vehicle to make sure no one else is in there.
No diggity, but why they
It didn't
running
appear like
though?
it, but they want to make sure they're going to set up for a felony stop on the vehicle. You can see the officers with their guns drawn. They're going to make call-outs to the vehicle to make sure if there's anybody in there or not. And then they'll finally approach it with...
This is the police. Come out with your hands above your head. We have the place surrounded.
They had her underneath that tree, but the airship, out of an abundance of caution, wanted them to come over here and clear the vehicle because they took their eyes off the car while the woman was running down the street.
Right. It looks as though the car, from what we
dummies.
can tell, is unoccupied at this point. Law enforcement confirming that. The driver, the suspect, the primary suspect, in custody after leading officers for a good 30 minutes on surface streets across the San Fernando Valley, turning into this cul-de-sac and plowing into a row of garbage
every time
cans.
I say something
And that
goofy, he
ended
hits the
that.
button.
She jumped out of the
See what
car
I
and
mean?
started walking, and
Come
2 or
on.
3 minutes
Get
later,
together.
law enforcement moved into the neighborhood.
Get it
They now
together,
have
Ted.
the
I'm gonna fire
suspect,
your butt,
appearing to be a
boy.
female,
Get it
in
together.